Beautiful day for baseball here in the old Pueblo. Here's a drive out in the deep right field. But Gabe Powell has a beat on it. He makes the catch. So 2 down, and here's Tim Lewis. Lewis, a sacrifice fly to center field, drove in the only run of the ball game for Tucson. They trail it 7-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That pitch is fouled back and out of play. Gurney has thrown the ball extremely well so far. He has struck out 2 while walking just 1 batter. He's given up 4 hits altogether. A swing and a miss. Here's the next pitch, and it's low and away. Or low and inside, excuse me. The delivery, strike 3, swinging, he got it. That'll retire the side. Basically a 1-2-3 inning, 1 hit, nobody left on, and we go to the 5th. It's still Florida 7, Tucson nothing. Jeff Lowry back at High Corbett Field. First pitch hit, and Gabe Powell goes to shortstop, and it's caught by Nate Fader, out number 1. That'll bring up the Florida first baseman, Tim Gray. Our top of the 5th inning totals has Florida 7 runs on 8 base hits. No errors, and a total of 3 men left on base. Tucson 1 run on 3 hits. Check that, 4 hits. Three errors and 4 stranded. Tim Gray is 1 out of 2. The thing that has really hurt Tucson in this ball game has been the fact that they have committed 3 errors and 2 key wild pitches that led to a run. That's outside a ball to Tim Gray. One out, we're in the top of the 5th inning. Jeff Lowry on the Arizona play-by-play network. And a swing and a miss. That was a pitch that was biting down. It caught the outside corner, and Tim Gray could not get a piece of it. Williams now in his 5th inning of work. He was the starter for Tucson, and here's a swing and a pop-up. Shallow, well, second base, actually. And it's going to be caught there. 2 down. Eric Peterson taking care of business. 2 out here in the top of the 5th, and here's Josh Muse. RBI single back in the 1st. Hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice in the 3rd and stole 2nd. So 1 for 2 altogether. And he swings and hammers one back into the gap in left center field, but a nice running catch by Stocker to end the inning. And we're heading to the top of the 5th. Picked at the bottom of the 5th, and it's still 7-1. Well, a nice catch by Stocker to end the top of the 5th inning, and now we go to the home half. Eric Peterson will be the batter. Peterson struck out his first time up, his only time up in the ball game. Temperature right now is 95 degrees. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Temperature right now is 95 degrees. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tucson batting. They send up Eric Peterson here in the 5th inning. Jared Peterson to follow. This is Jared Peterson batting. He's a right-handed hitter. He walked his only time up. That was in the 3rd inning. And that one's taken in the dirt for a ball. Well, it's been all Florida in this one. 4 in the first, 2 in the second. They had another run in the top of the 4th inning and lead it 7-1. Here's a ball hit in the air out in the shallow left center field. The shortstop is Danny Cameron, and he's got it. Well, Gurney just continues to roll along, and now we go back to the top of the Tucson lineup. 3rd time round for Tucson, and Mel Stalker, who is 0 for 2. Gurney has struck out 3. He has walked 1. In 4 1/3 innings, he's given up a total of 5 hits and just 1 run. And that was an earned run. Here's the windup, the delivery, and it's just off the outside corner. Throw over to first. Keep Eric Peterson close. I was looking through the program here, the Big League World Series, compiled by Gene Biernat, and an interesting article, the way baseball was. First the pitch, and that is going to be a called strike. When Alexander J. Cartwright brought the Knickerbockers and the New York Nine to the Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey in 1846 to play the first game of baseball, it was his impression that he was creating a sport. As that pitch is taken outside for ball 4, so 2 are on here in the 5th inning, and now T.J. Gray, the batter. Gray is 1 for 2 with a hit. But when they played that game back in 1846, he was under the impression that he was creating a sport that would be played by gentlemen of leisure for recreation and amusement. Cartwright is considered by many the true father of baseball. And what's interesting about this article, umpires did not call strikes until the batter, which was called a striker at that time, let a good pitch go by, then a warning was called. Likewise, the first bad pitch by the pitcher drew a warning from the umpire. In the 1860s, the game was played with a single hard hand sewn ball with bare hands and no gloves were used. Underhand pitching was used. A ball on one bounce was a hand down or an out. A hand down was called an out, or an out was called a hand down back in those days. First, here's the pitch, and this ball is hit in the air back behind home plate and out of play. The fly ball out was not universally accepted until the 1870s. Home plate was a round plate. Most of the time, an old dinner plate was used, and scores of 40-30 were typical. And a run was called an ace. Now, I did not know that. I think for the rest of this game, we should call every run scored an ace. Gray at the plate. Runner at second, runner at first. Swing and a miss, and he goes down. Boy, that was a fine breaking pitch, and T.J. Gray goes down. That is the 4th strikeout of the ball game. For Mike Gurney, there is 2 down here in the inning. And now he's got to face one of the toughest players and best hitters in the state of Arizona in Matt Jurcevich. Getting back to the article, in the years following the Civil War, most small towns had teams, and one town would challenge another to games. The hometown would provide the umpires, usually a minister, a sheriff, or mayor, whoever was considered the most honest person in town. In the 1870s, overhand pitching started to be used. Batters or strikers were entitled to 4 strikes and 5 balls. Foul balls did not count as strikes, but a foul tip caught by the catcher was a hand down, 2 words, or an out. And Matt rips this one to left field, but it's no pitch. I think they're going to try to play this out. The home plate umpire says hold everything, and everybody will go back. Time was called on this, and now they'll talk things over. Well, we got a little controversy stirring up here. One umpire lifted his hand up as to say the runner is out. Jurjevich lines the base hit to left field. The throw comes in and beats Eric Peterson to the plate. But time was called, so no, it should be no pitch. And apparently a balk has been called. And you can see the base umpire out there explaining why Gurney balked prior to that last pitch to Matt Jurjevich. So we go back to live action, 2nd and 3rd, and a called strike on Matt. Two down in the inning. A base hit here could put Tucson at least back into the ball game if he can get a 2-run single. But yeah, back in the 1870s, overhand pitching started to be used. Batters or strikers were entitled to 4 strikes and 5 balls. Foul balls did not count as strikes, but a foul tip caught by the catcher was an out or a hand down, even on the first pitch. By the 1880s, catchers started to wear gloves. So Tucson could use a few aces right now to climb back into being competitive in this game. Here's a swing and a miss. Just off the outside corner. Matt looking for his first hit. He reached base on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. He grounded to 2nd to end the 1st. 2 strikes on him. And he swings and hits a ground ball up the middle. That ball is fielded by the shortstop Cameron. He'll throw him out. That'll retire the side. No runs, 2 left. And at the end of 5, Florida leads it 7-1. Well, we head now to the, looks like the top of the 6th inning. Slow roller. This is trouble and no chance. No chance at all. Infield hit for Danny Cameron. He hit that in no man's land. The pitch to Ward. And now time has been called. The ball gets away from the catcher, and I believe they called a balk. I believe they called a balk on Chad Williams, and now Chad upset at the base umpire. I did not see, and he has just been thrown out of the ball game. Chad Williams is gone. Stocker comes in from his position in center field to get him off the field. And not to second guess the umpires, but I didn't see it. And even though we don't have an instant replay here, we played it back a couple of times, and it looked like he came to a full set. And I didn't see it. Usually when the pitcher comes to, he can set anywhere. He can set at his chest or his stomach or at the belt. He doesn't necessarily have to come all the way down. And that time as we get a new pitcher. And it looked like he came all the way down to the belt. He took a couple of glances over to first. And that was about it. I didn't see him move the glove after he was set. Of course, we're standing about 220 feet away from the pitcher's mound, so obviously the umpire out there at second base saw a little hitch there that maybe we didn't pick up on the camera. We had a wide angle shot of it as the runner gets back to second safely. So the second balk in 2 innings. Kevin Ward now with an RBI opportunity. Williams was probably just happy to get out of there. Here's a ball hit to shortstop on a big hop. Throw to first base. Good job. And a fine defensive play by Nate Fader. Swing and a miss. So Jimmy Joe Martin batting for Aaron Spear. That ball nearly hit Jimmy Joe. Spear finishes 2 for 3, 2 runs scored as the leadoff batter for Florida. Did a fine job. The catalyst in this lineup. Here's a ball hit foul off the screen behind home plate. And that ball hit him. So Martin is on. That is the 3rd time in 4 at-bats the Florida leadoff spot has been on base. Now Cunningham. And Cunningham swings and drills one down the left field line. Foul ball. Just foul down the line. Here's a swing and a ground ball to shortstop. They'll take it to the bag for 1. Throw to first. Double play. That'll retire the side. And at the end of 5.5, it's still 7-1 Florida. Clark Wheeler will lead things off for Tucson as we go to the home half of the 6th inning. Tucson trails Florida 7-1. And now a pinch hitter coming up there. That's number 9. That's Kevin Ruprecht. So Ruprecht will lead things off to start the inning. So Williams goes 5+ innings. He faces Danny Cameron in the 6th inning. Five+ innings, 9 hits, 6 runs. Check that, 7 runs. And I believe all of them, let's see. Actually, at least 2 of them are unearned. 2 of the 7 are unearned. And that is strike 3, 1 down here in the inning. So Kevin is out, and the 5th strikeout victim for Mike Gurney. That'll bring up Nate Fader. Fader is 0 for 2. That pitch is high and away. So Williams, 5 innings of work, 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. He strikes out 2. And I don't believe he walked the batter. He hit a guy. Here's a smash to first base. Nice play. And the flip is in time. Oh, and Tucson can't believe the call. Nate Fader couldn't believe it. Bang, bang play at first. That goes 3-1. 2 down here in the inning. Beautiful high Corbett Field. And here is Tim Lewis. Fastball inside for a 2-0 count on Lewis. Ready with the next pitch, and it's outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Good close-up look there at Tim Lewis. Framed nicely by our APN camera person, Gail File. That's in there for a strike on Tim Lewis. Sacrifice fly drove in the only run of the ball game for Tucson. That was back in the second when he hit a sac fly to center. And he rips this one down the first baseline, but it's a foul ball. Activity in the Florida bullpen. Aaron Spears starts to loosen up. And once again, Lewis hits a fly ball to center field. And it's going to be caught by Mike Cunningham, and that retires the side. We head to the 7th. In the Big League World Series, it's still 7-0. Here's a line drive and snagged by the third baseman, and a fine defensive play. 1 out. So Mike Reese, first pitch hitting. And here's a smash up the middle. That's a base hit, and that is the 3rd hit of the ball game for Justin McWilliams. McWilliams just simply can hit the ball. Now Gabe Powell, he is 0 for 3, and he has just been hit by a pitch. It hit him right on the forearm or the upper part of the arm. I'm not really sure where exactly it hit him, but nonetheless, he is on base. So runners are at first and second now. And a strike. This is Josh Muse at the plate. And that ball hit him. So Josh is going to go down to first base as the second hitter in the inning that has been hit by a pitch. 1 run is scored. We were momentarily off the air, and so we did miss the at-bat by Tim Gray, and we apologize. And now Danny Cameron is the batter. A run is in. Runners are at first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. And Florida has this one in the old deep freeze, it looks like. Ground ball 3rd. Nice play. Throw across the diamond. Retires the side. They get another run. The last hope for Tucson coming up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. You're watching the 1999 Big League World Series. Bottom half of the 7th inning. 1999 Big League World Series on APN Sports and USA Baseball. Eric Peterson, the scheduled leadoff hitter for the Tucson ball team, the host team in this tournament. Out of Arizona District 5. Eric Peterson to be followed by Jared Peterson and then Mel Stocker. That's in there for a called strike. That one fouled back to the screen. Almost looked like it was going to head right into your living room. Well, can Tucson come up with 7 runs? They trail at 8-1, and that's a good way to start off an inning when you need a whole bunch. So a leadoff walk to Eric Peterson, and now brother Jared. And it's low and inside ball 1. Gurney has been sensational all afternoon. 6+ innings of 5-hit, 1-run baseball. But he's having trouble here in the 7th finding the plate. And before we get out of here, this being the bottom of the 7th, and I think a lot of people probably wonder where this facility got its name as this ball has popped up out of play. High Corbett Field. This old traditional style ballpark was originally built back in 1927. And it was named after one of the pillars in the community, who was born back in 1885 and died in July of '67, Hiram Stevens Corbett. And this was a gentleman that brought Major League Baseball, at least at the spring training level, to Tucson. And here's a smash. Out into left center field, base hit. Nice play out there, but then bobbled by the center fielder. The throw to second, that's going to end up being an error on the center fielder. So a base hit. And the first error of the ball game here for Florida. 2nd and 3rd. And now we go back to the top of the lineup, and here is Stocker. This one is not over yet. Swing and a miss. And it was an interesting story here, and this also was in the program. And Hiram Corbett, he was just very involved in the community and the old Rio Golf Club here. And he was an avid golfer, and that's where he met legendary owner Bill Veeck, who owned the Cleveland Indians at the time. And, of course, maybe some of you remember him as the flamboyant owner of the Chicago White Sox. Swing and a miss. Mel Stocker is down on strikes. And that is strikeout number 6 for Mike Gurney. So with 1 out and runners at 2nd and 3rd, here's T.J. Gray, 1 for 3, a strikeout victim back in the 5th. And a wave and a miss. But getting back to that story, Bill Veeck met with Hiram Corbett out on the golf course, and he convinced him back in 1945 to bring the Cleveland Indians to Tucson to play their spring training games. And they called this High Corbett Field their home for nearly 50 years, 47 years, from 1945 to 1992. And then they decided to move to Homestead, Florida. And, of course, in 92, as this ball gets away from the catcher, and that's going to allow the 2nd run of the ball game to score for Tucson. Wild pitch. And Jared Peterson moves up 90 feet to 3rd. 1 out, runner at 3rd, and an 8-2 ball game. And here's a ground ball fair down the line. And that's out number 2. 3 unassisted, RBI credited to Gray as Peterson scores, and it's now 8-3. It's a 5-run deficit. But nobody is on, and there is just 2 out now. And here is the designated hitter and sometimes the catcher for Tucson, Matt Jurjevich. Of course, High Corbett Field today, the headquarters for USA Baseball and the spring training site of the Colorado Rockies. Gurney trying to go all the way in what has been a rude going performance. He's done an outstanding job on the mound today. He has struck out 6. He has walked 3. He's given up 6 hits. And so far, 3 earned runs, and Matt couldn't believe the call. He climbs back in. The left-hander kicks and he fires, and it's swung on and missed. The ball game is over. And our final score from High Corbett Field in Tucson, Arizona, it's Florida 8, Tucson 3. 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and 7 stranded the winning Florida numbers. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and 7 stranded for losing Tucson. Mike Gurney, the route-going performance, gets the complete game. 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Struck out 7 and walked 3. He's the winning pitcher. Chad Williams, the loser. 5 innings of 9 hit and 5 earned runs. He gave up 7 runs altogether, and he is the loser. This has been a presentation of APN Sports. Arizona's leader in amateur sports coverage. Well, a couple of errors, a big 4-run first inning, and a couple of untimely wild pitches set up some runs, and Florida broke this game open early, leading it 6-1 at the end of 2 in the eventual 8-3 win here as they defeat Tucson here on this Tuesday affair. So for Gale File, my name is Jeff Lowry from